This is Barry Zalma speaking for Claim School Incorporated's blog, Zalma on Insurance. And for Claim School's newsletter, Zalma's Insurance Fraud Letter for April 15, 2025, Tax Day. This volume 29, number 8 of Zalma's Insurance Fraud Letter, the source for the insurance fraud professional, continues into and through its 29th year of publication, dedicated to those involved in reducing the effect of insurance fraud. ZIFL is published 24 times a year by Claim School and is written by me. It is provided free to anyone who visits the site at the link provided. You can read the full issue of the April 15 issue at the link provided to the single volume of Zalma's Insurance Fraud Letter, 20 pages in PDF format. This issue contains the following articles about insurance fraud useful to every insurance claims handler, every SIU investigator, and every insurance coverage lawyer. California Department of Insurance issues guidance for insurers for the proper handling of wildfire claims. The California Department of Insurance expects insurers handling smoke damage claims to comply with California Insurance Code provisions that govern claims settlement practices, including, without limitation, the California Insurance Code, Section 790.03, (H), and all other applicable laws and regulations. In particular, insurers must adopt and implement reasonable standards for processing smoke damage claims. Also, an insurer must make good faith efforts to effectuate prompt, fair, and equitable settlements of smoke damage claims where liability is reasonably clear. Further, Section 2695.7 (D) and the Fair Claim Settlement Practices Regulations requires every insurer to conduct and diligently pursue a thorough, fair, and objective investigation of the claim. You can read the full 20-page issue of ZIFL at the link provided. Next is an article about a challenge to a guilty plea for insurance fraud that failed because the post-conviction review by the courts resulted in affirmance of the sentence of Lewis R. Brown, who appealed from a December 20, 2023 order entered in the Delaware County, Pennsylvania Court of Common Pleas, denying his petition filed pursuant to the Post-Conviction Relief Act, the PCRA, as meritless. In Commonwealth of Pennsylvania v. Lewis R. Brown, the Superior Court of Pennsylvania on March 24, 2025, reviewed his appeal after his request for post-sentence motion to reconsider his sentence, and it was denied. You can read the full article and the full 20 pages at the link provided. Next is an article entitled, "Not All Claims of Insurance Fraud Are Viable, and Lawyers and Claims Investigators Must Be Able to Recognize the Difference Between Fraud and Insanity." When I was a law student, I was required to serve a legal aid office in the poverty-stricken, at that time, neighborhood of Venice, California. Today it's a luxury neighborhood and has been totally changed. I met a lot of nice people who just needed a little help with a landlord or lender. Some were really interested, and I met someone who advised me he was Jesus and who had claimed to have just returned A man who claimed to have invented the Norton bomb sight during World War II that was used by the U.S. Army Air Force during the entire war, but claimed it was stolen along with his brain by the U.S. government and other people who had serious problems. I thought the interesting people were just the cause of the beach city and tourist attractions of Venice and Muscle Beach. I was wrong. The case indicated that this one, almost as strange as my potential clients, appeared and was part of a California Court of Appeal decision. Next is my health insurance fraud convictions, where among dozens of convictions, an owner of a Florida health care company was sentenced for employment tax crimes because he did not pay $10 million in taxes that he owed because he did not withhold Social Security, Medicare, and federal income taxes from his employees' paychecks and pay those monies over to the IRS each quarter, and to pay the company's portion of Social Security and Medicare taxes. You can read about this one criminal and the dozens of others convicted listed in the link provided. Then there's an article about more McClenny, Mosley, and Associates issues. This, the 44th installment of the saga of McClenny, Mosley, and Associates and its problems with the federal courts in the state of Louisiana, and what appears to be an effort to profit from what some magistrate and district judges indicate may be criminal conduct to profit from insurance claims relating to hurricane damage to the public of the state of Louisiana. You can read the full article at the link provided. Next is an article about millions that were collected from Universal Property and Casualty Insurance Company for catastrophe frauds in an April 1, 2025 press release from the Florida Attorney General that was not intended to be an April Fool's story. Attorney General James Uthmeyer secured the return of tens of millions of dollars from Universal Property and Casualty Insurance Company to the Florida Hurricane Catastrophe Fund. The agreement resolved allegations that the company fraudulently submitted numerous ineligible claims for reimbursement in violation of the Florida False Claims Act. This is the first time the Office of the Attorney General has secured repayment related to an insurance fraud case from an insurer. You can read the full article at the link provided. Next is the article with multiple convictions of other than health insurance fraud, starting with a California restaurant owner who was sentenced for $1,773,245 in COVID-19 and tax fraud schemes. Leronce Sewell was the majority owner of Rockstar Dough LLC and Chicken Feed LLC, both of which operated restaurants in the San Diego area, including streetcar merchants in the North Park neighborhood. He conspired with others to underreport over $1.7 million in gross receipts on Rockstar Dough's 2020 corporate tax return and COVID-19 relief applications. Sewell's businesses fraudulently received $1,773,245 in COVID-related Paycheck Protection Program loans and Restaurant Revitalization Fund grants, two programs created to provide financial assistance to Americans suffering economic harm as a result of COVID-19 pandemic. Sewell was sentenced April 11, 2025 to 42 months in prison for schemes to defraud the COVID-19 relief programs and filing false tax returns. You can read the full article and the multiple different convictions at the link provided. Next is an article called Soft Fraud. When someone deliberately fakes an accident, injury, theft, or intentionally commits arson or other loss to collect money without right from insurance companies, it is considered hard fraud. Insurance criminals often act alone. Increasingly, organized crime rings stage large schemes that steal millions of dollars. When a legitimate loss occurs and an insured adds a single television, an iPod, a tablet, or a cellular phone to the loss to cover the deductible, it is considered a soft fraud. Both are frauds, both are crimes, and both should require imprisonment if caught. You can read the entire article, the entire issue of ZIFL at the link provided. This is Barry Zalma. Thank you for your attention.